Elegant, ancient, and full of mystery, the Arowana isn't just a fish, it's a living legend. Let's dive into the world of this aquatic jewel. Arowanas started their journey in wild rivers across South America and Asia. Known for their shiny scales and long bodies, people admired them for luck and beauty. Over time, they were brought into aquariums and became popular pets. Breeders helped create new colors, like bright red and gold. These changes made them even more special and rare. Today, they're not just fish, they're treasures in the fish world. Arowanas are large, freshwater fish known for their sleek, dragon-like look and are often seen as symbols of luck. They need warm water between 75 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 to 28 degrees Celsius, with a pH of 6.5 to 7.5, and very clean, stable conditions. These fish are carnivorous, active swimmers, and can be quite aggressive and territorial, especially as they grow. Because of their size, diet, and tank needs, often over 250 gallons, they're not ideal for beginners. Arowanas also tend to jump, so a secure tank lid is a must. With the right care, they can live up to 20 years and grow over 2 feet long. Arowanas are solitary by nature and usually prefer to stay alone, especially as they grow larger and more territorial. Keeping multiple arowanas together often leads to fights unless the tank is massive and carefully managed. They don't typically enjoy community tanks, but with enough space, they can live alongside large, peaceful fish that won't challenge them. Good tank mates include clown loaches, tiger datnoids, plecos, and freshwater stingrays, all of which stay in different parts of the tank and don't provoke aggression. Avoid small or flashy fish, as arowanas may see them as food. Always monitor behavior closely, as compatibility can vary by individual. Arowanas are best kept with tank mates only if you're experienced and have a very large aquarium. Arowanas don't need planted tanks and often do better in plain setups with open swimming space. Live plants can be uprooted or damaged due to their size and movement. Instead, use driftwood, smooth rocks, and a dark background to reduce stress and highlight their colors. Lighting should be soft to moderate, with special LED lights available to enhance their natural shine. Avoid sharp decorations, as arowanas are active and can injure themselves. Keep the tank spacious and clutter-free for their comfort. Arowanas are carnivorous and prefer a high-protein diet. In the wild, they eat insects, small fish, and crustaceans. In aquariums, you can feed them floating pellets made for carnivorous fish, along with live, frozen, or freeze-dried foods like shrimp, worms, krill, and small feeder fish. Young arowanas should be fed 2 to 3 times a day, while adults do well with once daily feeding. It's important to vary their diet to keep them healthy and prevent boredom. Feed only what they can eat in a few minutes to avoid overfeeding. Occasionally, you can add plant-based foods like algae wafers for digestion support. Always remove uneaten food to keep the water clean. Arowana breeding is fascinating because they're mouthbrooders. After the female lays eggs, the male carries them in his mouth until they hatch. They usually reach sexual maturity around 4 years of age. In the wild, breeding often happens during the rainy season, typically from August to October. In captivity, breeders try to mimic seasonal changes using controlled lighting, temperature shifts, and water changes to trigger spawning. Telling males from females is tricky since they look very similar. However, males tend to have larger mouths for brooding and slimmer bodies, while females are rounder. Some breeders use DNA testing, but it's expensive and not always accurate. To breed them, a bonded pair is placed in a large, quiet tank with clean, slightly acidic water. After spawning, the male collects the eggs in his mouth and holds them for about 50 to 60 days until the fry are ready to swim. During this time, he may not eat, so minimal disturbance is key. Breeding arowanas takes patience, space, and experience, but it's incredibly rewarding for those who succeed. Arowana prices range widely, from affordable to extremely high-end, depending on species, size, and rarity. The Asian arowana, especially the platinum variety, is considered the most expensive. There are several types, including silver, black, green, red, golden, Jardini, and African arowana. Each has its own unique color, size, and temperament. Thanks for diving into the world of arowanas with us, mystical, majestic, and full of wonder. If you enjoyed this glimpse into nature's living gems, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay tuned for more insights on Spectrum of Wisdom. Until next time, keep exploring the depths, both in water and in wisdom. Stay curious.